your News 13 Skywatch weather.
Hopefully you have your umbrella today, folks. You are using it, I'm sure. A rain jacket needed for the rest of the afternoon as well. I want to show you what's happened the last couple of frames. You can start to see some of the rain zones over Asheville. Same thing. So when you start to see that lighter green, that means, of course, the lighter rain, and that's what's over Asheville right now. Further eastward over Black Mountain and out towards Old Fort, still seeing some moderate rain in those locations and into the foothills. But once again, these western communities starting to see some dry spots moving in. Still pretty cloudy, so still going to see some reduced visibility in those locations, but not seeing a lot more rain. Hey, big difference though as you look further south. Look at this line of showers and probably some thunderstorms in this as well, all the way from the upstate of South Carolina all through Georgia, all the way down to southern portions of Atlanta and Peachtree. Let's make a little bit closer of a look here into the 26 area, because if you're traveling through Spartanburg or Greenville, a lot of heavy rain right now. Honea Path also on 85 just south of Greenville, probably still seeing some decent rain rates at this time, so just use caution in those spots. This is over the next couple of hours. This puts us until 2:15 this afternoon. Much of the same, so we're seeing just some light to moderate rain across western North Carolina, not seeing that heavy rain like what I just showed you further south of our region. And this is why, of course, we're seeing that rain. That boundary is continuing to sag further south, so I'll step out of the way so you can see that much of the southeast impacted, of course, today, even all the way to the coast of North Carolina. High pressure behind this system, that will start to work in. We'll see some clearing skies, but really not until Friday. We're still going to see the cloud cover tomorrow. Here's 2 o'clock, and it pretty much mimics my other radar, so that does show that we're still seeing some of that heavier rain in the upstate, but we're not out of the woods yet. We still see some of those showers through your dinner time commute. If you're headed home from work around 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, seeing the rain, but overnight it starts to dry out, and you can see 8 a.m. tomorrow. It will be cloudy, but it's not going to be as rainy as what we saw, of course, today. Then we see clearing skies. There's a look at 8 p.m. on Thursday, and then into Friday, a lot more sunshine expected. And then late day Friday, we'll start to see another chance for some showers. So overall, we've picked up anywhere from a half an inch to an inch of rain. At the end of the day, we could see more than 2 inches, especially in areas further south as expected, but around an inch still forecasted for the Asheville area in all through the end of this event. Flash flood watch is only out for Cherokee and Clay counties, these far western communities. That is still out this afternoon. Right now in Black Mountain, yeah, lots of rain falling. Same thing in downtown Silva, very foggy, misty conditions. 3 on the visibility map, so use caution if you're heading out the door for your lunch break. 53 degrees, and it's not going to warm up much today in Asheville. We'll start to see some areas further south turn a little bit warmer, close to that 60-degree mark. Back up to around 60 degrees on Saturday, but it will be rainy again. 50-50 chance on Sunday. It's going to be much cooler for Christmas. That's probably going to be the most noticeable thing, only a 20% chance for a rain-snow mix. That's really in the higher elevation. So at this point, it's looking pretty good for Christmas.
It just dropped out of the blue.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty chilly.
Whoa,
yeah.
It was not that way yesterday.
It was 40 yesterday, okay.
The 30s is just much different. It's much different when you see it.
It's true.
A record number of holiday packages is expected to be delivered this year.
Coming up in the business report, if it appears they will arrive in time for the holidays.
The following message is brought to you by
Dr. Mix for midday trading. Let's get you right to the boards. At noon, the Dow was up 24 points at 24,779. The Nasdaq was down 11 points at 6,000. Delivery companies appear to be handling the holiday surge in deliveries well. FedEx announced it's on track for another record-setting holiday shopping season, and customer service has been outstanding. Rival UPS experienced a few short but has restored normal delivery time. On time, their gifts should arrive in time. As we first told you yesterday at noon, Toys R Us may be considering closing more than 100 stores if it restructures its business. And today we are learning that Target could reap the benefit of those closures. 93% of Toys R Us stores are within a 15-minute drive of Target. Both chains are exposed to a similar consumer demographic. Toys R Us is extending hours for last-minute shoppers. The store in Asheville will be open around the clock starting tomorrow morning through Christmas Eve. Associates here say for younger kids, Hatchimals are back this year with a twin version. Fingerlings are also a new addition and have been flying off the shelves. For real pets are also popular this year. Managers say interactive play is the trending theme among many of the top sellers.
The toy plays with you, okay, or plays with, another toy, similarly, like the fingerlings. These two seem to respond.
The assistant manager also said surprise are popular among older age groups. New on the market this year is a music mixing machine that connects to an app. As of this morning, all of the toys we featured were still in stock. Facebook is introducing a new face recognition feature that identifies people in photos even if they aren't tagged. The innovation is meant to help blind people learn more about photos and let people know when they're in photos but haven't been tagged. The technology will also Ask and you shall receive, still to come at noon, why actor Tom Hanks sent one family a very special gift for Christmas. During the Catholic Church's sex survivors are reacting to his death.
Announcement.
A family in Massachusetts is enjoying an interesting Christmas gift from Tom Hanks, a vintage typewriter.
The family saw the movie California Typewriter, which profiles Hanks and his love for old typewriters. So the family wrote Hanks asking for one, promising to keep it in good shape and to actually use it.
Well, sure enough, a typewriter arrived in the original box. It came with a note from Hanks that said, "Don't change the ribbon, it adds character." Is that what you type on? Is that the ribbon?
Yeah, that puts the ink ribbon, I would think.
Yeah.
But how cool is it to get anything from Tom Hanks? I mean, he could have just sent him a note back, but he sent him an actual typewriter.
I'm going to ask Tom Hanks for something.
Right? So please send us something. That's awesome.
Really, really excited to come here for Fed Cup.
Tennis Pro is in Asheville today. Coming up in our next half hour, the reason for the visit and when all of Team USA will return. Investigators are still working to solve what caused a deadly Amtrak crash near Seattle, Washington. In our next half hour, what might have distracted the engineer.
And this is a live look outside. Oh, it is foggy and misty out there. A lot of afternoon rain. Live look from our camera on top of the Hotel Indigo overlooking that Jeff Bowen Bridge. And traffic is actually looking pretty good. It looks like at least people are moving slowly. I hope that's the case.
Hopefully. I mean, we want everybody to be safe, especially this week going into the holiday.
That's right. This is a beauty shot for you from our Skyview 13 drone video from Cherokee. Oh, my goodness.
I love this shot.
That is so cool. This is actually a forest of bamboo. Neat.
Out in Cherokee. Yeah, it is cool. Good shot there. Welcome back. Thanks for being with us.
It's rainy.
It is, but we need the rain, right?
Sure. Let's take a look right now at the last couple of frames because it actually shows that we're slowing down with that rain, starting from the west, line of some heavier rain in the upstate. So as expected, I think that's probably where it's going to end up being the heaviest rain, but we've picked up a good amount in those southwestern mountains, almost an inch in areas like Franklin. In Asheville, 6/10 of an inch of rain, and we'll still probably pick up a little bit more. Showers expected for your school pickup, leaving work, night shift. A few rain will fall where you live. When the sunshine returns and Christmas, I'll let you know that full forecast in a few.
A tennis pro is in Asheville leading Team USA as they take on the Netherlands in February. Our crew caught up with Kathy as she tested a portion of the court inside the arena of the U.S. Cellular Center. She says she's looking at things her experienced a professional tennis match. This will be one to see.
The atmosphere is like no other. If you haven't been to a tennis match, it's about supporting your country and really being able to get behind your players. It's very intimate. You're allowed to be rowdy. The players love it.
He says the entire team has yet to be named, but of those already announced, it will be their first visit to Asheville. The Fed Cup is scheduled for February 10th and 11th at the U.S. Cellular Center and is expected to be a sellout. Tickets are still available, and you can log on to WLOS.com for more information. Investigators are still working to solve what caused a deadly Amtrak crash near Seattle, Washington. Right now, they are looking into whether the engineer was distracted by an employee in training. As we reported, dozens more. Marcy.
The engineer of this Amtrak train that careened off the and onto Interstate 5 is still hospitalized. The NTSB waiting to question him about why the train was going 50 miles an hour over, revealing he was not alone in the cab of the locomotive when Amtrak 501 training who was with him or anything else may have been a distraction.
It's protocol for us to look at all of the cell phone records of all the crew members whenever there's an accident of this type.
The NTSB says the emergency brake was not activated by the engineer, but was triggered automatically when the train derailed.
It was like being inside an exploding bomb.
And officials confirmed this new stretch of track was equipped with a safety system PC that can automatically slow a speeding train, but it was not activated. Congress has repeatedly delayed deadlines requiring PTC on major rail lines nationwide.
There's no one that wants positive train control more than Amtrak.
The crash killed 3 people, among them friends and rail enthusiasts Zach Wilhoit and Jim Homray.
And more than 70 people in intensive care. Marcy Gonzalez.
Fire at an old furniture warehouse in Lexington was contained overnight. No one was. Dixie Warehouse has been vacant for more than a decade. A small plane crashes into the driveway of a home in Tennessee, hitting a car and injuring 3 people. It happened just after 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, just minutes after that plane took off from an airport east of downtown Knoxville. The 3 people on board were able to walk away. They were taken to the hospital. No word what caused the crash. Dome in Atlanta came crashing down with a bang early this morning. Engineers blasted the dome last month, but when the dust cleared, 2 large walls still stood. So they finished the job today. Crews will now start a major clean. The Atlanta Falcons played at the Georgia Dome from 1992 until 2016. The team now plays next door at the brand new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Ingrid, always impressive to see those videos. Not impressive, our weather.
It's not, you don't like this. Well, the good starting to wrap up. We've seen a lot of heavy rain across some portions of the region already. Today, we can start to see we're starting lighter green moving in those western communities. Same thing in Asheville, where we had some moderate to heavy rain earlier. Now it's just light rain over downtown. Same thing in the western communities. The darker the green, the heavier the rain. So that and lighter. Not the same story down into the upstate and Georgia, all the way south down to Atlanta. That line of showers and probably some thunderstorms embedded in that as well. In areas further south of Greenwood, seeing some of that heavy rain around Abbeville as well. So that's currently. What about the next couple of hours? This is what this model is showing us, and it does show some drying in those western communities. Still will be cloudy, but it's not going to be as heavy as I've seen thus far. Storms haven't had really any reports of that, and not expecting severe weather in Asheville either. And it's all due to this front that bounds a couple different air masses. But the biggest thing with this is it's just funneling in that moisture, pulling it off the Gulf, and it's going to be pushing further eastward as we go throughout the day today. High pressure building back in, and we'll continue to see some clearing skies we head into tomorrow. Futurecast shows snapshot at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Let's move forward as that main chunk of heavy rain moves out of here. We'll still see some of these showers for your dinner time commute. That's 6 p.m. Overnight, those showers tomorrow at 8 a.m. We could see some areas of fog. Start to see those clouds thin as we go throughout the day. We'll be chilly into Friday. Rain is not going to be a lot more, but still seeing areas south of Asheville probably picking up more than what we'll see. Weather Service has only put Cherokee and Clay counties under this flash flood watch through the afternoon because we still have that threat for that rain. So low-lying areas could see some high water, so just be mindful of that. Seeing light rain right now in Black Mountain, also seeing fog and light rain in downtown Stillability. Already head east as that system Asheville, and don't expect it to be anywhere close to what we felt yesterday afternoon. Those clouds really keeping us cool. Even cooler tomorrow for the first day of winter, 48 degrees, 54 on Friday, near 60 on Saturday. But look at this big cool down for Christmas Day. You'll need that winter coat, 38 for a high. Back to you.
Here's a look at some stories trending in our lunch hour. Heather North, the voice of Daphne on Scooby-Doo, has died at 71. A family friend told The Hollywood Reporter that North died November 30th. In 1970, on the second season opener of the Saturday morning hit, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Lady Gaga is taking her poker face to Las Vegas. The agreement was inked over the weekend. The deal could be worth nearly $100 million. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Gaga will get upwards of $1 million per show. By comparison, Britney Spears' 2-year engagement at Planet Hollywood was worth roughly $30 million. Also trending, McDonald's will sell a McVegan burger in Europe. The fast food chain plans to start selling the McVegan burger in hundreds of restaurants across oil and an eggless sandwich sauce. Have you got your tickets yet? The Powerball jackpot total is coming close to nearly $300 million. Today's jackpot is the cash option of tonight's winnings would be $171 million. You can see the Powerball drawing tonight on News 13 at 11. The Centers for Disease has the warning for parents who are buying toys this holiday season.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there are children living in at least 4 million households that contain high levels of lead. The CDC warns that there are even lead hazards in some holiday toys and jewelry. Here's what you can do to protect your children from lead exposure. Know where all of their toy and collectible items often contain lead. Check with the manufacturers and ask what the product is made from. Children can get lead poisoning if they swallow or put any item containing lead in their mouth. If you suspect, the only way to check to see if they have been contaminated. There is no safe level of lead in blood, and there are no early symptoms. Prevention is the best way to avoid lead poisoning, which can affect the development of the brain and nervous system. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
A cookie recipe that uses butter and potato chips to get a great salty and sweet taste. Coming up in the kitchen, you will love how these turn out. What?
Weather is brought to you by Publix.
Welcome into the Carolina Kitchen. Brenda Anders with Dogwood Crafters is here with us for the holidays with some cookie recipes. Yum.
Yes.
And this has got an interesting ingredient. Are you using these?
Potato chips. Butter and potato chips. Is there anything better?
Okay. No. Salty sweet, I guess.
Well, I
Yum.
have creamed together 1 pound of butter.
Okay.
But it's going to make a lot, so don't get excited. And notice it does not have eggs in it. So it's 1 pound of butter, just a dash of vanilla, and a cup of sugar, and 3/4 cups of flour.
Oh, that's the sugar and the flour.
Sugar and flour. Oh,
sugar.
you thought I messed up. And so after these are creamed, that I've always liked to do, you just make a hole in the potato and you crush them. I found these small bags, 4-ounce bags, and they're only $1. Are just the right size to make the amount. I don't want flour to fly everywhere because this has a tendency to do that. So after this is mixed together really well, you should have saved one to eat because I love potato chips. And I get so tired of salty while. So after all this is all blended together, you just pinch it off in little balls, about the size of a walnut, they always say, and just roll it. You can be very precise if you want to and roll it and get it to be shaped perfectly, but I don't. I just throw them down.
Okay.
And after they're baked, they're about that size, and from the oven, you sprinkle some powdered sugar on it, and that makes it even messier and better.
Yum. They look great.
They are really good potato chips, one of my favorites.
All right, let's do the recipe at home. Go to our website, WLOS.com. Click on the Carolina Kitchen link. That's the fastest way. Or you can send a self-addressed stamped envelope to 110 Technology Drive, Asheville 28803. Check us out on Pinterest and check out Dogwood Crafters. All right, I can't wait to try these. Thanks so much.
Okay.
And that's what's cooking in the Carolina Kitchen. Coming up tomorrow in the kitchen, a cranberry port wine sauce is a versatile holiday sauce that can go on meat or vegetarian entrees. It's perfect also for smoked turkey.
Coming up tomorrow on News 13 this morning for this week's Neighborhood Eats, we are in West Asheville at King Daddy's Chicken and Waffles, the classic Southern combination, why you have to stop by this restaurant.
Millions of consumers may have had their personal data leak, and who may be responsible. If you're looking for the most up-to-date information wherever you are, download the News 13 mobile app. You can get traffic, weather news, and sports updates. Just search WLOS in your app store.
Get the whole picture. Skyview 13.
Welcome back. 120 million American households were exposed in a massive database leak.
It included a broad range of personal details, including addresses, ethnicity, and income. There were 248 different data fields for each household, according to the researcher who uncovered the leak. The data was sitting in an Amazon Web Services storage bucket left open to anyone with an account, which are free to obtain.
Honda says a ruptured Takata airbag led to a death in Louisiana in July. The 2004 Civic was under recall but had not received the repair. Takata airbag inflators have been linked to at least 18 deaths and 180 injuries around the world. Honda has removed more than 100,000 inflators from salvage yards and has requested major online auction sites stop the sale of affected airbags.
Ford responds to a New York Times story about sexual and racial harassment at its plants in Chicago. In August, Ford announced that it had reached a $10 million settlement of racial and sexual harassment charges at 2 facilities. Reports say the plants continue to be difficult places for women to work.
In a statement, Ford said that the company does not tolerate sexual harassment or discrimination. Ford also said it initiated new policies ranging from specialized training in respect and diversity to an increase in human resources personnel.
All right, 12:50 right now. We have a live picture of the U.S. House. We're here. The House has taken the final tax vote. We'll have more on that coming up.
This high-energy terrier mix puppy coming up on Pet Pals.
Distracted driving coming up at 5:30. How smartphone and telephone companies are working to make their products safer behind the wheel. Lawmakers in Raleigh consider some major changes to the state's judicial system. Why some judges are concerned about the proposals tonight at 6 in our reality check.
Bethany Nelson McCarver from Charlie's Angels, and we have Farron, this very lively terrier mix. She is all over the place, but so sweet. Tell me about her.
She was found as a stray, and we actually just
I think
took
she's
her
hungry.
from, yeah, I think she wants to chew on everything. That's the puppy for you. We got her from the county shelter, and we are looking for her new forever home. She's around 9 months old, full of energy, super puppy play, super cute, but she's also very, very sweet. She rides well in a car, just loves everybody.
And who would be a good owner?
Any family, any active family who would want to spend the time. She's, you know, going to need walks and lots of attention, lots of playtime.
Lots of food.
Lots of food. So anybody that's up for that challenge.
And how can people adopt her?
They can absolutely just come to our shelter. We're located at 5526 Hendersonville Road, and that is in Fletcher. Come by anytime. We're open 7 days a week and meet this sweet girl.
All right, Bethany and Farron, thank you so much. This has been Pet Pals, Loving Dog. We'll see you next time.
Aww. If you're walking the dog today, it's going to be a wet walk.
It's going to be a quick walk.
It's going to be a very quick walk. You know, the good thing is if you do need to get outside, things are starting to dry out somewhat. We're not seeing that heavy rain over western North Carolina. That has stayed to our south over the course of the show at least. And we'll continue to see some showers throughout the remainder of the day, on again, off again. So just be aware of that. We're going to see cooler conditions tomorrow with highs in the upper 40s. We'll actually see sunshine for Friday until late day. We'll see those clouds build again, a few showers late day. It looks like some rain again on Saturday. I know big holiday weekend, a lot of folks traveling around. So just to note that it will be liquid precipitation at this point with that 20% chance rain snow on Christmas. Really not looking that likely, maybe in the highest elevations, but everyone's going to notice the cold weather on Christmas Day.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. Have a wonderful wet Wednesday.